Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Blackout Tea channel. I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. We're going to go ahead and get into some news in the Sonya Massey case. It appears that Shane Grayson has been convicted of second-degree murder. Let's go ahead and get right into it. If you're here, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bells so that you're made aware each and every time I bring you videos.
First, we begin with that breaking news. Former Sheriff Deputy Sean Grayson has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Sonya Massey. Back in 2024, Grayson shot and killed Massey while responding to her 911 call about a prowler. Now, Grayson says he shot Massey in self-defense, fearing she would throw a pot of boiling water at him. But prosecutors say Grayson could have left Massey's home rather than shooting and killing her. We want to show you body cam footage of that interaction, which may be disturbing to some viewers.
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I swear to God, shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot!
All right, we want to go live to Jerika Duncan outside of the courthouse in Peoria, Illinois. Jerika, you were there when the verdict was read. What was the reaction in the courtroom?
It was emotional inside that courtroom. You could see tears from both the Massey family as well as Grayson's family when that verdict was read guilty on the second-degree murder charge. Now, of course, Grayson was facing a first-degree murder charge, which could have had him in prison for the rest of his life. With this second-degree murder charge, he's facing, we're told, anywhere from 4 to 20 years behind bars. But there are things that still obviously need to be worked out at sentencing, which as of right now is January 29th of next year in Sangamon County, not here in Peoria County. But I can tell you that as I looked at Grayson's face, he was pretty stoic. He was looking straight at the judge. After the bailiffs came and they handcuffed him, he was looking for his family, or what appeared to be him looking for his family. His family had already left the courtroom, but there was clearly a moment where the judge thanks the jury, understanding that the video that they looked at twice in this trial was very graphic, very disturbing. He thanked them for their service, and everyone sort of went out on their way. But the process in of itself took about 5 minutes. The jurors came in, they announced the verdict, and that was it.
It's my understanding they deliberated for a total of 6 hours and then came up with this verdict. Have you heard from Sonya Massey's family?
So Sonya Massey's family, when I spoke to them before, they said, you know, the best they were hoping for, at least one of the family members said, was that first-degree murder conviction. They understood that second-degree murder was on the table, but of course they did not want Grayson to be acquitted on all charges. So they said they had mixed feelings going in. I have not gotten a chance to speak to them just yet. We ran right outside of this courthouse to set up to obviously bring you this breaking news. But I can tell you, having met with this family almost a year ago, that it's been very challenging for them. It's something that they can't shake. You know, they will always sort of be attached to this graphic video that has been seen around the world. I was listening to Sonya Massey's, I think she's 16. I know she said she's in the 10th grade, 15 or 16-year-old daughter, just speak about how much she missed her mom and how her life has changed drastically as a result because she's the girl who, oh, your mom was killed by that police officer. So I think the family, I can't imagine what they've been through. And then when I think about Sean Grayson's family, I was actually sitting behind them yesterday for closing arguments, and it was clear that they've been torn apart by this too. When the defense was talking about how Sean Grayson was justified in what he did and he followed policy by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office, you could see family members of his looking at the jurors kind of in that direction and shaking their head, almost to say, yes, you see, like he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't do anything wrong. When the defense attorney mentioned that it was Sonya Massey who sort of escalated the situation, were the words that the defense attorney used, you could see, again, Grayson's family shaking their head like, yes, if there wasn't a pot involved, and I guess in their opinion, their family member, Sean Grayson, did not feel threatened, none of this would have happened. But of course, the prosecution sees this completely different. and said that this has to do with someone who, in the words of the prosecutor, was a bully, they said, who didn't like not being in control, and did not respond the way that he should have in a case like that. So you have families that have obviously been torn apart by this tragedy, but there will be a sentencing, which is the next step in this. We don't know yet if there's any plans to appeal this verdict, which sometimes you see, but there will be a sentencing in January.
Jerika Duncan, thank you for your observation.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this right here. It appears that the deputy who fatally shot Sonya Massey was found guilty of second-degree murder. A former sheriff's deputy charged with the fatal shooting of Sonya Massey was found guilty of second-degree murder on Wednesday. The deputy faced a more severe charge of first-degree murder, but the juror had the option to convict on a lesser charge. Massey's case gained national media attention and reunited calls for reform to policing throughout the country, the particular law enforcement response to mental health crisis. Her killing happened a week before the 9-year anniversary of Sandra Bland's death, which elevated the Say Her Name movement, pushed to raise awareness about Black women victims of police brutality. On July 6 of 2024, then Sangamon County Sheriff's County Shane Grayson, who is white, shot 36-year-old Massey while she was standing in the kitchen of her Springfield, Illinois home without a weapon. Massey called 911 in the morning hours because she was concerned about a potential intruder outside her home. Police warned body camera footage showed two deputies interacting with Massey while she boiled hot water on her stove. Tensions escalated after Massey said to the deputies, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." One yelled, "You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face." Both deputies then drew their guns and demanded that Massey drop the pot of water. Though Massey attempted to duck out of the way, Grayson shot her 3 times, including in the face. During the trial that began October 20th, Grayson's partner, who was present at the scene, testified that he did not view Massey as a threat. "She never did anything that made me think she was a threat," said Sheriff's Deputy Dawson Farley. "I'm glad he was honest. It was essentially the defendant's actions that raised my sense of awareness," Farley said. According to Illinois law, the first-degree murder charge can be downgraded to second-degree offense if a defendant is able to convince a juror of one of two mitigating circumstances: if the defendant acts under a sudden intense passion resulting from serious provocation by the individual killed, or if the defendant believes, even if unreasonably, that their circumstances justify or exonerate the killing. The second degree conviction can carry a sentence of 4 to 20 years in prison. While we believe Grayson's action deserved a first degree conviction, today's verdict is still a measure of justice for Sonya Massey. Attorneys Ben Camp and Antonio wrote in a statement following the verdict. "Accountability has begun, and we now hope the court will impose a meaningful sentence that reflects the severity of these crimes and the life that was lost. We will continue to fight for Sonya's family and for reforms that protect everyone from unlawful use of force." In the months following Massey's killing last year, reporters uncovered that Grayson had a history of facing misconduct allegations, both as a member of law enforcement and while serving in the U.S. Army. During his time in the Army, Grayson was arrested multiple times for driving under the influence before he was ultimately discharged in 2016. Between August 2020 and July 2024, Grayson was employed by 6 different police departments in the state of Illinois. After Massey's killing, the county sheriffs defended hiring Grayson. There was no indication that anything in his background, they lied, would lead to a violent event like that, told reporters at the time. There was nothing in his background that would disqualify him from being a police officer in Illinois. Campbell stepped down in August 2024 and Paula Crouch took over as sheriff. Illinois was since enacted the Sonya Massey law, which requires background checks of applicants to Illinois law enforcement agencies. It also requires that misconduct records be disclosed without redaction, and it makes it for more Illinois counties to create police merit boards and commissions to provide oversight of police hiring and firing decisions. In the county, which includes Springfield and other portions of central Illinois, a commission of 13 members held meetings monthly for a year to make recommendations that expand safe and adequate access to services by addressing the systematic racism and mistrust in law enforcement and helping professions. The commission's final meeting took place Monday, during which the group released a list of 26 calls to action that include urging the county to establish a crisis response and dispatch framework and calling for countywide psychological evaluation standards for first responders. The commission wrote on its Facebook page that the Massey Commission was created to make sure that the lives of Massey and others killed by police can lead to change and the harm caused to them by those who are called to help them is not reported. Let me tell you, I am so glad that his partner was honest about this. We all saw that video. We saw that officer be unhinged. He did not have a reason. She never threw a pot at him. When she picked the pot up, she picked it up with a pot holder and then placed it in the sink. Why would you still go around the counter to shoot her after telling her that you would shoot her in her face? I believe that he got the verdict that he got. I'm hoping that there is not an appeal because there is no sense for there to be one, and I'm hoping that he does spend the time that he needs to spend for killing this woman. All right, guys, do me a favor. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, keep your notifications on. I will see you guys soon. Mwah. Thanks for watching.